Better watch how you step in. Yeah. But that was my niggas. I'm in yo. Got my nigga Rawan with me. But that was my niggas, it'll be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Under commanding general, your honor. That for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Look, hey, straight off the top, I love all of my niggas. That shit ain't gon' stop till we on top and we ballin' my nigga. We be fly as fuck, you know them bitches be stalking my niggas. That shit'll never change and it's the same with all my niggas. City to city, I should be at home. That's what my ribs say. But bitch, I'm grown, I'm in these streets and closed caption. Niggas know we bout that action. If a nigga play with me, then my Hakim gon' let him have it. Hey, make you the shit, this truth the shit. Nigga play, I let that Ruger hit. Get on them tracks, they be like, who is this? I'm rude with it. Ain't got no manners, all them pussy niggas talking shit. Yeah, I know they can't stand us, but we UPK Louisiana, bitch, that's what I'm ripping. And my niggas solid number, real ones in my section. If you wanna get down, put your boots on, start stepping. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them, I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, and shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complex. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a door. It's a door. Payback is a door. It's a door. Payback is a door. It's a door. Payback is a door. It's a door.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home. Only a place of captivity, save facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack I'm surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got the new cop smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. Devil's design fire for our babies that pass through in the damn my king's reign. I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Don't let your strongest muscle be in your goddamn them Twitter fingers, nigga. Boss that nigga, man. Get your shit together, man. I'm overrated. So overrated. Overrated. So overrated, nigga. Coming on this bitch real fresh, bulletproof, high shoot, bitch, you better wear your vest. She try to get something off her chest, but the drip on her head made a mess. I'm a real piece of profit on this one, but nighttime sheet, I'm a beast. I'm like, here, eat it up, baby, eat it. Here, eat it up, baby, eat. I walk with my pole like a pimp in the state that I got up a ton. I walk around with a lot of blaze, I lit a rip on it, yeah. Tonight it's a ride, I got a show, live show, and the niggas still indie. Hey, UPK niggas winning, UPK niggas gifted. Hey, I had a little money, but I lost a little money for that punk ass job. Now I'm getting paid off passion, so it's only right that I stunt. I hate frustrates on the face, boy, low wasting time. I don't hate being around broke minds. I motivate their ass and they grind. And that's a real ass leader, real ass nigga, 2G short in the flesh. And I'ma eat my plate so good, I'ma let a little bit while the dish. And I'ma beat down your block so rich, top off, you'll feel every leg. I went to another bitch house, cause that bitch ain't clean up the kitchen. And I ain't saying no names, give a goddamn shit, let that motherfucker learn. I let my phone unlock, woke up, bitch, had a damn chalkboard in front. Wanna know who it is, who the fuck is that bitch, I ain't telling no business. And I bought another motherfucking chopper, and that bitch came with some haters, but hey, I'm overrated, pass, overrated. I'm overrated, pass, overrated, nigga. I'm overrated, pass, overrated. I'm overrated, pass, overrated, nigga. I pass overrated, my money coming steady, I'ma rock up my good talk. Hey, the women looking good, got them white cross, I was trying to see who got good talk. South Carolina, where them 5 thick women, they better know how to cook up. Hey, never take the bitch from scratch. That'll keep a nigga, yeah, on stock. I be in Atlanta with the hitters, zone 6 rockin' with a nigga. Had a nigga walk up to a G, but couldn't get past my security. Yeah, I go out, that's my dog already, and the priest too official. Niggas in the world traumatized, tryna buy a grip off a nigga. But when keep shows coming, keep these hoes run the hill for a change, he'll fly. But I gotta keep my fly slide on me, cause these knack bitches lying. I'm in North Carolina doing real big shit, I been got new ties. If you ain't round broke, boy, you tired. But me and my niggas, yeah, pass overrated, pass overrated. Overrated, pass overrated, nigga. Pass overrated, pass overrated, overrated, pass overrated, nigga. That's the pass overrated, man. Mixtape, EP, whatever you wanna call it. I'm beating y'all more. Y'all run this shit up, man. Do this shit for the Lord, man. Pass overrated, man. UBK South Carolina, man. Shaw 2G. Come on, I see you, nigga. Come.
Oh, here they go. I'm gonna have me some good old luck this year. Big Mama about to throw down. Ain't no New Year's without no Black Eyed Peas. Oh, the Chitlins. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Woo-wee.
Oh, brother, hold on now. Brother, you gonna kill yourself 10,000 chitlins, boy, and some Black Eyed Peas. What you trying to give yourself? Hypertension, high blood pressure? Your heart gonna stop, huh?
You talking about these Black Eyed Peas and these Chitlins? Man, I've been eating this shit my whole life. Look, I'm trying to have some luck tonight. I got some bag coming through. Look like Glorilla. One look like Lotto. I swear to God. I need all the luck I can get.
Lotto thick and Glorilla, man, ain't nothing that thick gonna make me eat no chitlins out. And New Year's, you celebrate New Year's. Man, do you know the truth about New Year's? Do you even know what you celebrating?
I've been celebrating New Year's my whole life. I mean, what's wrong with New Year's?
There's nothing wrong with celebrating a New Year, but this isn't the New Year. Man, come on, this is the celebration of Janus, which is a Greek god. And this has nothing to do with Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. This has to do everything with our oppressor. This is his New Year. Let him celebrate it. You need to focus on celebrating our New Year, the Lord's New Year, which is in the spring, not the dead of winter. Come on, man.
Dead in the winter, everything dead. I mean, that do make sense. So when is New Year's?
Springtime. That's a biblical New Year. You know, around tax season, that's also the time around Christ was born, the month of Cassalou. That's all the spring. That's the time where Passover is. We're speaking of April the 12th in Atlanta, Georgia, is when we'll be celebrating the Lord's Passover. You need to join me, brother.
Shit, I mean, I'm down. I need to go. Hell, that's where the real Lotto at anyway. How can I get in contact with you brothers?
Then you want to go to isupk.com. We got schools everywhere. So even if you're not from here in Kansas City, you'll find the nearest school in your location, in your area. But here in Kansas City, you want to get in contact with us, brother, you call 816-317-5271. You can look us up all over social media, Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at ISUPK Kansas City.
All right, man, I'm going to have to push up on y'all. I'm going to be locked in. Be looking out for me. I got you.
Hey, no sweat, brother. That's my pleasure. We here to serve our people. By the way, make sure you bring Glow and Lotto to the Passover next year. Much obliged.
All right, Shalom Israel. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Hall, New York, under Commandant Juniana. And since 1969, we've been teaching so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that they are the Israelites according to the Bible, which are God's chosen people. And we ain't affiliated with no fake Israelite group or any Christian group or any Muslim group. What we do in this school is teach us so the truth according to the Bible. With that being said, I know every Wednesday in Chattanooga, Tennessee, we have these law classes from 7 p.m. and until. All right, and we're going to jump right into the topic. You know, today is January the 1st, right? So January the 1st is so-called New Year for America. So what we got to understand about celebrating New Year's, right? You know, we say this all the time here in the ISGBK. Well, Black people, Hispanic people, and the Indian people, we got to understand that everything that we were taught in this country is a lie. You know, everything, even New Year's. Yeah, I know that don't make sense. Why would our oppressor lie about New Year's? Because he's a devil, and devils lie about everything. You know what I mean? Anything we celebrate in this country is not what it seems. It's all made up, you know, it's all pagan. And they gave it to us through slavery, which is why we celebrate it now, you know, because we're still slaves. You understand? New Year's is not something new. You know, this ain't something that America, you know, celebrated first. You know, anything you see America celebrate, they've been celebrating it thousands of years ago. You understand? The ancient Babylonians started celebrating New Year's 4,000 years ago. The ancient Babylonians ruled the world, so therefore, whatever they do, everybody in the world would do, which is why America does it now. You know, these are the same people. You understand? The white man is the same way he's been 1,000 years ago to this day. All right. As far as the earth becoming new, starting out, the ancient Babylonians was correct. You know, starting out, New Year's for the so-called white man, they were doing it sometime in the springtime, right? So we're gonna get into today is how did New Year's go from the spring transition to being in January, the middle of the winter? You know, what changed? All right, what are we really celebrating on January the 1st? Because if it's not the New Year, then what exactly is it? You know, where did it come from? You know, why do we do the things we do on New Year's? Why do we go out and party and get drunk? You know, shoot guns in the sky, make New Year resolutions, man. All this is going to make sense after this class. And you're going to realize everything you've been doing, it came from the same people who's oppressing you now and back then. You know, it belongs to the so-called white man. So we're going to talk about the origins of New Year's Day. And basically the origins of, you know, the New Year's Day is a celebration of another God, just like anything else is. Any holiday we went over this year, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, 4th of July, you know, it's always about worshiping another God. Anything about any pagan holiday, it's about a false God. You understand? And you just got to realize that as you're trying to, you know, live in this truth, everything is made up. Nothing is really what it seems, you know. You know, ain't nothing wrong with celebrating, but it is something wrong with celebrating for a false God. You understand? So right now, as you can see, I got this article right here, and this is history.com. You know, in your own time, you can also research, you know, to further learn more about things you're doing when you celebrate pagan holidays. This ain't nothing I'm making up. You know, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm doing my research, and you can do the same exact thing. So right here is history.com. It's an article about the history of where New Year's came from. So let's get into it. It says ancient New Year's celebrations. The earliest records, festivities in honor of a New Year's arrival date back some 4,000 years to ancient Babylon. For the Babylonians, the first new moon fall on the vernal equinox, the late day in March with an equal amount of sunlight and darkness, herald the start of a new year. They marked the occasion with a massive religious festival called a Kittu, derived from the Sumerian word for barley, which was cut in the spring that involved in a different ritual on each of its 11 days. So there you have it. At first, the ancient Babylonians, they were celebrating New Year's in the springtime. Biblically, the New Year has always been in the spring. It was always 14 days before the Passover, which is in the springtime, which is when the world is new. The problem is that they correlated it with a religious festival called a Kittu. You understand? Let's keep reading a little bit more. In addition to the New Year, a Kittu celebrating the mythical victory of the Babylonian sky god Marduk over the evil sea goddess Tiamat, and served an important political purpose. So that's the issue right there. All right. Yes, New Year's is in the spring, but why in the hell are they correlated with a fake god, a sky god Marduk, and an evil sea goddess? What the hell does it have to do with anything with the world renewing itself? In New Year's, the grass grows again. You see the trees, trees are beginning to grow. Leaves are beginning to grow back on trees. The world is renewing itself. You see animals migrating again back to where they was before. Why? This doesn't have anything to do with false gods. Neither should it be celebrated. So that's what I say about our oppressor. They have to include every single thing with a pagan god, man, a false god. Everything. They've made, New Year is just a new year, but for New Year for them, they got to make it something else. They got to make it about them. You understand? Everything has to just be about the white man, period. I can't just be a New Year. Something that's been happening for years. They got to make it about themselves. And that's what I mean by the oppressor, man. They deceive us. This is, this. See, right here, like I said earlier, they were right about doing it in the spring, but they were wrong about making it having to do with their false god that they made up. This is all a fantasy, and it's not real. All right, let's keep reading. Throughout antiquity, civilizations and around the world develop increasingly sophisticated calendars, typically pinned at the first day of the year to an agricultural astronomical event. In Egypt, for instance, the year began in an annual flood of Nile, which coincided with the rise of star Sirius, the first day of the Lunar New Year. Meanwhile, occurred with the second moon out to the winter solstice. January 1 becomes New Year's Day. So this is how we got to January the 1st. We just read how the Egyptians made it to become in the middle of the winter. This is how Rome did it. All right. So you got to understand there are the Babylonians, then you got the Persians, then you got the Greeks, and these are all white people, and they still celebrate everything they've been celebrating for all these years till now. All right, so let's read. The early Roman calendar consisted of 10 months and 304 days, with each new year beginning at the vernal equinox. According to tradition, it was created by Romulus, the founder of Rome. Salaki. In the 8th century of BC, Alaric the king, Numa Populus, is credited with adding months of Januaries and Februaries. All right, so they added January and February into the existent month they had, which was 10 months. Now it's 12. And this is how the calendar got to 12 months. Over the centuries, the calendar fell out of sync with the sun. And in 4C BC, Julius Caesar decided to solve the problem by consulting with the most prominent astronomers and mathematicians of his time. He introduced the Julian calendar, which closely resembles the more Gregorian calendar that most countries around the world use today. So the same calendar we have today, the calendar, is what Julius Caesar made thousands of years ago. Because he added just 2 months, it wasn't correlated with the sun. You understand? It be daytime and it's dark, or it be nighttime and it's light outside, etc. All right. As a part of its reform, Caesar instituted January 1st as the first day of the year, partly to honor the month's namesake, Janus, the Roman god of beginnings, whose two faces follow him to look back in the past and forward into the future. So like it. Romans celebrated by offering sacrifices to Janus, exchanging gifts to one another, decorating their homes with large branches, and attending rash parties. So this right here, this paragraph we just read about Janus is what we celebrate today. This is what we celebrate to this day. You celebrate the Roman god named Janus. Now it's a sculpture that they have to this day. They have it over there. The Greek god Janus, he has two faces, one looking left and one looking right, and one looks into the past and one looks into the future, and that's where you get your New Year resolutions from. All right, you look into the past and you look into the future, and you're gonna figure out what you're gonna change about yourself, how you're gonna become a so-called new person in the future compared to who you was in the past. And this is why you have these parties, you get drunk out of your mind. This is why a lot of people are unalive on New Year's, or hurt on New Year's. A lot of car crashes on New Year's because you go get drunk out your mind, man. You go get drunk, doing all these crazy drugs. New Year's is a dangerous night, and we all can agree on that. This last night, there were a lot of unalive ones in New Orleans. There was a terrorist attack. Some terrorists, I guess, drove through, what's that famous street called in New Orleans? I cannot remember. We're going to look into the article later on in the class, but I think it's Bourbon Street. It's downtown New Orleans, the most famous street in New Orleans. Somebody drove down there full speed and unalived 11 people and 30 and were injured. So you just never know what's going to happen on New Year's, man. This is not nothing new, and this is why the Lord does not want us doing the things that our oppressor has taught us. Let him have his own days. This ain't got nothing to do with us, man. Our New Year's is in spring, not in the middle of winter, which doesn't make any sense anyway. It's time for us to get serious with ourselves and just sit here and think about what we really celebrating and what's the point of it. What's the point? When you was in the world celebrating New Year's, 12:10, 12:15, 12:30 hit, you were great in everything you just did. I know I was. You know what I'm saying? It's pointless. You're doing all this stuff because you feel like you have to do it. Because it's a so-called holiday. Who are you to not celebrate holidays? It's like we feel inhumane when we don't do a holiday. We don't feel human anymore, if that makes sense. We feel out of the ordinary. When none of these days got nothing to do with any of us. Let the white man have them. Can't nobody out drink and out drug a white man. He gonna snuff way more crack. He gonna get drunk out of his mind. This day belongs to him. It's obvious. We are unalive so much on this day. It doesn't make any sense of, partake in it. And shout out to the Nashville school, Captain Thar Ra, Officer in the Shot, Officer the Rocket. We had a great time last week, the Feast of Hanukkah, doing what the Lord, wants us to do. Partaking in our own holidays God gave us, not doing something the white man gave us. We don't have to go to a New Year's party to have a good time. We don't have to go to a Christmas party to have a good time. We don't have to do any of that. We have our own days that was dedicated to us to come together and have a good time. There's nothing wrong with that. And it don't have to even be our holy day. In the ISGBK, it's always a party when we come together. It's always meaning. We always having a good time. Always laughing, drinking, doing whatever. Just hanging out. We don't need it to be a white man holiday for us to just come together. People in the world think this, and that's slavery. You have a slave mentality when you think you can only come around your family on a holiday. That's insane to feel that way, and that's what most of us think. All right, let's keep reading. Let's keep reading this article. Let's finish it up. It says in medieval Europe, Christians leaders temporarily replaced January 1st as the first of the year with days carrying more religious significance, such as December 25th, the anniversary of Christ's birthday, and March 25th. So, now they correlate Christmas with Christ's birthday. Now they make January 1st some kind of Christian thing too. When you was in the world and you went to church, you was always what's it called? What the preachers be talking. I cannot remember, but the service was always about New Year's. Always. New year, new you, doing new things that you never done before, changing stuff about you which you never changed, and all that stuff that don't matter. All right. But nevertheless, this is why we celebrate New Year's. Now, what I'm going to show you is, let's go on and get it right quick. Change this sculpture. Where is it at? All right, here we go. This sculpture right here is what we worship to this day. This is Janus, right? The Roman god they made, they're worshiping on New Year's. You see this sign, you see one face is looking to the left and one face is looking to the right, right? One face is representing the past and one face is representing the future. This is where you get your New Year resolutions from, all right? When you sit down with the family, y'all give a resolution about shit y'all ain't gonna never do ever in y'all lives. You're not gonna stop getting high. You're gonna be a drug addict. You're not gonna stop being an alcoholic or a homosexual or etc. You're not gonna stop doing anything that you say you're gonna do because you don't follow the Most High. It's nothing making you do this, right? That's what Christianity is all about, is doing whatever the hell you want to do. So the whole resolution thing is BS anyway. You're not going to do anything you're saying you're going to do. It's just a tradition that they gave us. And we take, we go 100% at it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're going to drop this right here and we're going to read some scriptures. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And the first scripture we're going to get is Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2. Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1, and it reads, "Hear ye the word which the Lord speak unto you, O house of Israel." All right, it says house of Israel, not house of anybody else. So this is only going towards the Israelites according to the Bible, which are the blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Verse 2, "Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen." Who are the heathen? The heathen are the people that are not Israelites, the Gentiles of the Bible, all right? And in most cases, Gentile, all right? So, learn not the ways of our oppressor or any other nation. Anything they ever taught us, any tradition, culture, we shouldn't do it. We should ignore it and just do our own thing like they're doing. And that's a prime example of everybody else. Nobody else wanted to follow Israelites. When the kingdom comes, nobody's not going to have a choice but to follow the Israelites. But because we won't get our stuff together right now, is why they won't do it. They don't want to follow the Israelites, which is why they do their own thing. They make these false guides and etc. And what do? We follow them. It's been so many times in the Bible where we get right with the Most High, then we go with the heathen. We get right, then we go with the heathen. It's just a repeating cycle, and now we're stuck in it right now. We're gonna have to change our ways, everybody. In order for us to get out of the oppression that we in. And believe it or not, New Year's, Christmas, all this stuff is oppression. Yes, it's fun. Serving these other guys may be fun to you, but it's still oppression. It hurts us financially, spiritually, without us even knowing it. Thousands of people die every single year because of New Year's, car crashes, getting sexually assaulted, getting robbed, all kind of stuff. There were a group of guys in Nashville last night robbing everybody, breaking in people's cars when I was at the club. Imagine that. You in a club celebrating New Year's, and somebody's breaking into your car, taking your car away, or doing, whatever. That's oppression. For you and a brother stealing your car. And it shows you that we shouldn't be doing anything the heathen has showed us. It says, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. We ignore everything the Most High shows us, man, because the heathen do. The Lord gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to follow, and we got to be doing that, not following, the Chinese, the Asians, the East Indians, or anybody else, the Hamites. We got to do what God wants us to do, all right? So let's drop this right here. Let's get Exodus chapter 12 in verse 1. All right, now we're finna see, what's the new year according to the Bible. So this is Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. And it reads, and the Lord spake to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, this month should be unto you the beginning of the months. It should be the first month of the year to you. Boom. How do we know what a new year is? Because it's inside the Bible. That's all we know. Christians don't know the new year because they don't read the Bible. And it's just that simple. Here we are in the second book of the Bible talking about New Year. When a New Year is, and your Christian pastor is have you celebrating in January. Who are you going to listen to? Your Christian pastor, or are you going to listen to the Bible? Let's keep reading. Verse 3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for in house. All right, so these are laws, right? So at this very moment right here, the Israelites are getting ready to escape Egypt. All right, escape from Pharaoh, right? So this is what Moses and Aaron are going to tell the children of Israel what to do. These are instructions, right? So every man is to get a lamb for their household. Verse 4, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of souls, which means persons. Every man according to his eating shall make her account for the lamb. All right. So if your house was too little, I mean, it's only you and your wife maybe, or one child, you will share that lamb with your neighbor. And it says, every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb. Everybody is to eat this lamb. It's a law. You have to eat lamb on Passover. Verse 5, your lamb should be without blemish, meaning what? You want a fine lamb, man. You don't want no spoiled lamb. All right? You want a fine lamb. A male of the first year, you should take it out from the sheep or from the goats. So the Lord is being very specific what he wants us to do with these lambs. All right, let's keep reading. Verse 6, and you should keep it until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. All right, so how do we know the New Year day? 14 days before the Passover day is the New Year. So last year Passover was April 20th, right? So the New Year day was April 6th. You understand? And it says the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. Verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper door post of the house where they in shall eat it. Verse 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread and with bitter herbs. They shall eat it. All right. So they got the lamb, a man lamb, a fine lamb. You know, the Lord's telling them what to do with the lamb, where to put the blood on the lamb on the side of the doorpost, and also how to cook this lamb and how to eat it. He's being very specific what he wants to do every year for our Passover, which is around New Year's. All right. So now you see how it says unleavened bread, which is also a feast too. Let's keep reading. Verse 9, eat it not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the pretense thereof. All right. The Lord said, do not eat the lamb raw, nor sodden with water, but roast with fire. Don't boil it, don't eat it raw. Roast it with fire. So he's also telling us how to cook the lamb. And this is why I say we don't need, holidays. Everything we need is inside the Bible. Bible is very specific on what he wanted or what the Most High want us to do. All right, verse 10. You should let nothing of it remain until the morning. That which remaineth of it until the morning, ye shall burn with fire. And thou should eat it with your loins girded, with your shoes in your feet, and your staff in your hand. You should eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. There you have it right there. This is the Lord's Passover. All right. So we know this is our New Year's. All right. So all that New Year, it's like it. This is our New Year's, and it has nothing to do with the Egyptian New Year or white man's New Year or the Chinese New Year's. All right. You should eat it with haste. All right. Your shoes on your feet. They had to eat this food and get the hell up out of there. They have time to sing and dance and all that like we do now. They had to go. They couldn't wait for that bread to grow. They had to eat it unleavened. They had to get up out of there. And they did. We escaped captivity, from the Egyptians under Pharaoh. All right. And this is the Lord's Passover. This is where we know where his New Year's, man. All right. In the very verse of this chapter, it's telling you that this happened in the beginning of the month, and this should be celebrated, in the beginning of the year. All right. Passover is always going to be 14 days. 14 days from it is always going to be the first of the year for us, for Israelites. So we're going to drop this right here. Let's get Numbers chapter 33 and verse 3. Numbers chapter 33 and verse 3, and it reads, they departed from Ramesses in the first month, on the 15th day of the first month, on the morrow after the Passover. The children of Israel went out with a high hand in sight of all of the Egyptians. This day is significant because this is the day we left Egypt. All right. This is why the Lord said, eat quick with your loins girded, because we were leaving afterwards. We got our freedom during the New Year. You understand? This is when we got our freedom, when we escaped captivity. So all that New Year energy you got, save that energy for Passover. You understand? Save all that energy for Passover. You know what I'm saying? The energy you got to want to dance and get drunk, and all that, drink, have fun with your family. We're going to be doing it this year, April 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Say that energy for that day, not for New Year's. And when I say when I say get drunk, I don't mean get crazy. I didn't mind. Drink to your limit. I always be wise in that. But on New Year's Day, nobody is wise. Everybody is drinking way past their limit. Everybody's getting sloppy drunk. Everybody's taking drugs they shouldn't be taking. You shouldn't be doing any drugs anyway. But you get the point. We're all doing things the oppressor does, which is why, we're unalive on this day. We get hurt on this day, and etc. Following after them. Let them have their January 1st New Year's, man. Our New Year's is in the spring. It ain't cold as hell. It ain't cold. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's sick. Not everybody going to wake up sick today or tomorrow. You know what I mean? Around all them people, it's already cold outside. You got RSV going on, all kind of sicknesses going on. It just shows you this ain't our day. Let them have it. All right. This is our New Year, the Passover. So like I said before, Save all that for Passover, man. All right, you're gonna be okay. You're fine. I know you want to go out, have fun, all that. You're good. Stay put, man. We don't have to be so overzealous for things we see they do. That we're more overzealous than them over their own days. That's a problem. All right, and I say this all the time. Every time I peep around New Year's, and since I've been in the truth, I've been watching other nations. So like this Christmas that just passed on, it was a Feast of Hanukkah directly on the 25th. So you know everything is always closed, right? Except for Chinese restaurants, East Indian gas stations, you know, stuff like that. You know why? Because they don't celebrate Christmas. They don't celebrate America's New Year's. Why? Because they're not American. You know, and once I finally got in this truth under Commander Jenny Hunter, the ISBK, I realized that. I realized how we really are slaves because everybody else is not doing what the white man gave them. Like, you know, the East Indians, etc. They're all immigrants. Immigrants. All of them are immigrants, you know, but they're not slaves because they still have their own identity, their own culture, their own practices. Everything they came to this country with, they still have. They never got rid of it. Where the hell did ours go, though? Where's our identity at? Where are our holy days, our traditions, our language, etc.? We don't have it no more. We've taken theirs, and you'll start to realize that when you come inside this school, you start looking at everybody else. Looking at what they doing, you know, and etc. So let's drop this right here. Let's go to Numbers chapter 9, verse 1 through 4. This is Numbers chapter 9 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year, after they came out the land of Egypt. So this is the year after they came out the land of Egypt. Verse 2. Let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season. So you know Passover is always in the spring. And look, they're celebrating this after the fact they've already been through it. So this is 2 years from then. Which makes it what? A tradition. Verse 3. In the 14th day of this month at even, ye should keep it in its appointed season, according to all the rights of it, in accordance to all the ceremonies thereof, y'all shall ye keep it. Verse 4. And Moses spake to the children of Israel, they should keep the Passover. All right. So Passover is a high holy day. You'll find all the holy days in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. All right. We keep the same rituals till this day. We count our days and years in this truth, you know, by the Passover. You know, so for example, this would be my, I think, fifth Passover. Fifth Passover. It makes it 5 years I've been in the ISBK. You know, you see other brothers 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. You understand? This is something that we've been doing for a very, very long time. And we have to keep doing it. You know, this is how holy day the Lord gave us. It's a tradition, you know, so we don't need to be celebrating New Year's, Christmas, none of that. You know, Christ celebrated the Passover, so we should too. And that's something that we don't ask these Christian pastors. Why don't we celebrate what Christ celebrated? That's what I can never understand in church. You know, why are we not celebrating what Christ is talking about? Why are we just skipping over this? We're going to Christmas and birthdays and Halloween. You know, this is how they get you to celebrate this stuff because they correlated with Christ. Everything is always correlated with the Bible, which is why, you know, Black people, Hispanic people, and the Indian people, most of us celebrate all these things because they make it about God. They make it godly. And you're a Christian, right? So if they're making something godly, you're going to celebrate it. Not knowing that God really hates all these days. You know, and if you sin, you know what God says about sinners. He hates sinners. He don't listen to sinners. So you're not doing God a favor by celebrating Christmas or celebrating any of this stuff. You know, all you're doing is hurting yourself and hurting your nation. All right. Let's drop that right there. Let's get Psalms 104 and verse 19. Now you might question and say, okay, well, how do we know when to, if the calendar is made up, you know, how do we find the months? Or how do we know? How do we track the months? How do we know when is Passover going to be? If we can't really go by the calendar this white man has made for us. That's in the Bible as well. We're going to read that right now. In these next two verses. All right. So Psalms 104 and verse 19. He appointed the moon for seasons, the sun knowing his going down. All right. So the Most High appointed the moon for seasons. So we know what season is coming. And this is something that Commander Jenny and Hannah and one of the gens, they Jenny Malak does, that they do themselves. All right. So let's go to Ecclesiastic cuss in the Apocrypha. So we appoint, we know what season is by the new moon. The number of new moons we see. Let's get it's gonna be 43 in verse 6. Ecclesiastic cuss, chapter 43, verse 6, and it reads, He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of time and a sign of the world. All right, so this is how we find our new year, our time, even our feast days. You know, when your sun is going down, what? When the sun is going down, what does that mean? Sun is going down, sun is going up. It's always sundown and sun up. Verse 7. For the moon is a sign of feast, a life that decreaseth in her perfection. We know the beginning of the month start with the moon is dark. All right. That's what we know. When the new moon is dark, we know that's the beginning of the month. And that's how we count these months. You understand? So from Passover, 14 days before Passover. So what's this? The 12, 14 days before that, you'll be a new moon. And you're going to count every new moon after that. And that'll be the beginning of the month. When the new moon is dark, which is a new moon is a moon that is full, in the sky. All right. Let's get 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17. So I'm showing you don't need that calendar. We don't need anything they gave us, man. Damn their calendar, damn their days, all that. All we need, is the Bible. That's it. All right, so this is 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17, and it reads, Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. All right, so this is for all you new resolution Christians out there or new resolution people. Like I explained earlier, most of the time you get around your family, y'all go around and talk about New Year resolutions. All right. In order to become new, you have to be in Christ. And what does that mean? You have to be living the same way Christ did, actually doing that, doing everything that he taught us. So no, if you're a drug addict, if you get high and smoke weed, and pop pills, pop perks, you're not new. You understand? You're still the same person you always been. You somebody who's a thief, who steals. No, you're not new. You're not new in Christ. You're not in Christ. If you somebody who live an alternative lifestyle, somebody who treats your brother and sisters wrong, etc. Somebody who celebrates on pagan holidays, you are not a new creature. You sin, right? This is what Christ looked. This is the beautiful thing about what Christ did for us that Christians don't talk about. Like Christians take all the glory from Christ. They take it all away from him. For one, you compare Christ. For one, you call Christ God. You understand? Christ is not God. So calling Christ God takes all the glory from Christ from what he really did as a man that walked the earth just like me and you. You understand? They say that because They don't believe that a man can do what Christ could do. They don't believe a man can follow all 613 laws of the Bible. They think it's impossible, which is why they tell you that Christ is God. Because a man couldn't do this. You understand? A man that was born on earth couldn't do this. You know, the Son of God is somebody who has the same spirit of God, and everybody does. And here in the ISUPK, we have the spirit of God because we do what Christ taught us. You understand? Christ died on the sand to save us, to give you a second chance. That's why he did that. That sacrifice he made was for you to have a second chance at life. Yeah, you've been doing this your whole life. You've been on drugs your whole life. You've been, sinning your whole life. You've done a lot of things that you may regret, but because of what Christ did, you now have the opportunity to change your life and become something new. It says old things are passed away. Your old things are passed away if you're still doing the old things. It doesn't, like it's not rocket science. You understand? Because Christ did what he did, now you're not, nobody's showing up to your house and chopping your head off. Nobody's going to do that. Christ already took the sacrifice. You understand? Now you're going to have to change on your own. And Christ, because of what he did, he gave you that chance to do it. So take it. Take it. Take that opportunity. Take advantage to that, because a lot of people ain't going to do it. But here in the ISUPK, we all took advantage of that. And we appreciate, our King for doing what he did for us. You understand? Well, Christians are just going to ignore it until that day come, and that's what we say about the Christian church. Everything is a lie. How do you say you love God and love Christ? And all you do is sin. In order to become new, you have to change, and this is for anybody. If you're an Israelite, brother, it doesn't matter what you've done, you can always change your life. You can change your life, man. Come into school, do your 90 days, get your Hebrew name. You completely do, a 360. Nobody's not going to even notice you anymore. You're not doing what you was doing 15, 20 years ago. You're done getting high. You can finally think for yourself. You got discipline now. You got some self-control. You now have everything you need to lead a woman. You can lead a family now. You can be a leader now. You understand your demons. You now have everything you need to fight your demons. Don't get it twisted. When you get in this school, your life is not going to just magically, be better. It's not going to happen. You may lose more people when you come inside this school, physically and spiritually. But see, what's changed now is that you have all the tools to fight that, though. You got a brotherhood to lean on now. Instead of you being, versus being in the world, you don't have any of this stuff. And, when things go wrong in the world, you crash out. Everybody does. You crash out. But in ISUPK, we don't crash out in here. We don't crash it out in here. You got brotherhood in here. You're constantly bettering yourself every single day in this school. You're becoming something new, not old. So in a Christian church, everybody's going to stay, they're going to be still doing the same old thing, still getting high, still a child molester, still a predator, still an alcoholic. The Christian pastor is still a homosexual. It's y'all just still. We're not still in the ISUPK though. You somebody who don't want to be still, come to the ISUPK. We show you how to actually become new. All right. So let's drop this right here. Let's get Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. This is Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of man. All right. Don't let anybody, spoil you through some philosophy. All right. Only book you should, only thing we should be following is the Bible. Forget everything else. The Quran, and all these other religious books out there, other philosophy, man. Because it's all something that was made up by man. We shouldn't be following. It says beware. Why does it say beware? When you see a beware sign, what does that mean? It's a caution. It means caution. You know, it's like yellow tape. Beware of any, philosophy that people bring to you. Because of all these philosophies, it's why we at where we at now. You understand? All it takes is you to go open and get your phone out and just research what's the origin of everything you celebrated, and there you have it. It's that simple. See, we want to do this stuff because it's fun. It's fun to us. People in the world think we don't have fun no more. You know, and when you get into school, you'll see they'll call you a coat. You're in a coat, and we just sit at home. You know, we don't eat on Saturdays. We don't get around family. We can't do anything. You know, they think you just in a corner crying all day. People in the world think that about when you come into the school, they think that. No, we have a lot of fun here, man. See, the difference is we don't need, pagan holidays for us to have fun. We don't need any of that. We don't need any tradition or philosophy of any man to have fun. All right. It says after the rudiments of the world and not after Christ. All this stuff was made up from the world, and it was not after Christ, and I'm paraphrasing. Christ says, beware of anybody that come in his name. A lot of people come in Christ's name and show you otherwise. Christian pastors, all these other religious leaders, but what do they actually teach you? They teach you to, sin against the Most High, not do anything that Christ, actually taught. You understand? It says, don't let any man spoil you with philosophy. Today is January the 1st, renters do. You just spent all the money you had last week, and now you went outside. You went outside last night and bought all kind of bottles, wasted all your ammo. Man, it's so stupid. It's stupid. You wasting all your bullets for what? Inflation is still going high. I don't know why you think that Trump is going to change the inflation rate. It's going to stay the same, man. If I was you, I would save your bullets because it's finna get real. You ain't going to have any bullets because you want to blast all of them every time it's a holiday. It's just dumb stuff like that, man. Spending all your money, for what? For nothing. For memories that you can make on any other day. All them gifts you bought for your children, they probably not even playing with them now. We all know that. You buy a child a toy in this era, shit, man, he probably gonna play for that toy for like a day. After that, it's video game, tablet, or phone, something, not a toy. It's just a waste. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of effort, time, and all that. All that energy can go in this school, can go into the Most High, not in something a person wants you to do. You understand? It's a lot here. Let's get 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. First Corinthians 14 and 33. And it reads, 1 Corinthians 14 and 33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints, which are Israelites. You understand? The Most High is not the author of confusion. Everything you see celebrating, it's just confusion. And it doesn't make any sense for us to be doing it, man. Especially you're teaching all this stuff toward your children. You understand that spirit, like I talked about last week, 2 weeks ago, about Christmas. That spirit you give your children about these pagan holidays, that spirit stays on them and they turn to you. You're not breaking a generational curse when you do this. All right, that's why you have so many spoiled children out here. Kids just want everything because you feel like you can have it. A lot of y'all kids been bad as hell all year long. But they know on this day you're going to get them whatever you want, whatever they want, because you have to. You got to. You got to give me something for Christmas. You know, not buying somebody something for Christmas, not celebrating New Year's is like a crime. It's like a crime. Your family just shames you, cuts you off. You know, when you get in this truth, you'll see that. Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, it's just fake love, man. You'll start to realize that, man, all this stuff is really just fake. It's not even real. It's not genuine. And that spirit is what, you know, that same spirit is what, you know, you get as a child all the way till you're grown. You understand? As a nation of people, man, we got to put these holidays down, man. We got to start doing what the Most High wants us to do. Not following, you know, after oppressor. And I'm going to tell you this also. These days might be fun, but he's getting rich. He's getting rich, and we still being poor. The oppressor is getting rich. All right, all the money you spent on Christmas, all the money you spent on New Year's, man, it's crazy. And like I said, January 1st, rent due today, bills due today. Ain't no, well, I celebrated Christmas, I don't have the money. It ain't none of that. Look, the oppressor the landlord don't care about any of that. Give me my money, or you getting evicted. So we don't think about this kind of stuff, man. For the same thing every year. Yeah, you're gonna turn a different age. Wow. You getting older. Okay. It's your birthday. Oh, okay. What else? You know what I'm saying? It's what you going to say when you get in the truth, you stop caring about that stuff. You don't care about it anymore, man. And why is that? Let's get John. Salakia. I think John 8:32. That's what I need. John 8:32, and it reads, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. This is what Christ said. Everybody should know the truth, and that truth is going to make you free. When you get inside this truth, you're going to be free from all the holidays you have to celebrate. Because we all know deep down, everybody knows, man, this is a burden. As much as fun as it is to do this stuff, it's a burden. And it's just something extra you got to think about. Something extra you got to do. You know, a lot of us would have rather just been home, chilling yesterday, but now we got to go out and do all this crazy stuff because your friends are going to do it. Your cousin's going to do it. You know, you're getting all this pressure from everybody on celebrating something you don't even want to do. You understand? The truth's going to make you free. And IHBK, we free in here. We are free. On New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, I can just drive home. I don't worry about police. I ain't got to worry about being drunk and getting pulled over and going to jail. I don't have to be worried about, you know, getting so drunk that I crash and unalive 8 people, which happened last night in South Carolina, by the way. You know, 8 people were unalived, you know, by a drunk driver. You know, I think in Greensboro, South Carolina, just last night, man. That's what happens when you're not free. You know, we are mentally enslaved, man. We got chains on in our brain right now, and we just can't see them. You understand? Let's get Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. It's Ecclesiastes 12 and 13, and it reads, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God. This is the conclusion of the whole matter. It says fear God. That fear right there is what's going to change your life. That right there is what makes you stop doing the things you do. That fear. We all know our lives we have before this truth. And I know none of us want to go back to our old lives. I never want to go back to that life. You know, I'm in fear of going back into the world. It's like in my head, I think the Most High is going to unalive me the day I will leave this school, leave this truth. And that's how most of us feel in here. Most of us do not want to go back into the world. We're in fear of the world. That fear is what saved our lives, man. Because now you understand why you were going through what you were going through. You understand that now. You understand because you were a sinner doing what God didn't want you to do is why he was putting you through all that. All that stuff had to happen for you to get in here and live the way Christ wanted you to live, man. This is the conclusion of the whole matter. This is the only thing that matters, fear God. And to keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. This is why you is here. This is your whole duty. Nothing else matters. These laws come first before anything. Over your feelings, over how much fun you want to have, over all that. All the excuses that you used to use about sinning. The laws come before all that. And the fear of God is what's going to get you there. That fear. Now, when you go out to eat, you're asking, is it pork on this? You go on grocery shopping, you're looking to see, is there any pork or is there anything you can eat? That's the fear of God. You wasn't doing it at first. You see your whole mind and change now? Your whole spirit and change now? This is the ISBK. That P stands for practical knowledge, man. You're practical now. You understand? You're practical. You any move you make, you're thinking about what are you doing? You're thinking now. You know, you didn't have the ability to think before you got into school. Now you have the ability to think, man, before you just do whatever you want to do. This is the conclusion of the whole matter. All right. Let's end it off with Ecclesiasticus and Apocrypha. Chapter 12 and verse 6. And it reads, for the Most High hateth sinners, and he will pay vengeance unto the ungodly and keep them against the mighty day of their punishment. It says, for the Most High hateth sinners. All right, this is right here should make anybody stop sinning. And this is something right here your pastor will never read to save his life. The Most High hateth sinners. If you are sinning willfully, you're sinning. The Most High says he hates you. And I ain't sugarcoating any of it. That's what it says in the Bible. That's what we're going to read, man. All right? Love in the Bible is not about feelings. Love in the Bible is an action. And if you love God, man, you will change your ways. That's a New Year resolution for you. Actually, changing your ways. Your only New Year resolution should not be, it should be to get inside the ISBK. That's all. Because this is the only thing that's going to change your life and make you actually new. All right? Not some dumb, stupid New Year resolution. All right? So with that, we are the Israelite School, a university of practical knowledge, sorted out of 1 West, 121st Street, Harlem, New York, on the Command and Journey in Hunter. And that's my time. Shalom, Israel.